Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, I've been watching a lot of Marx Brothers films lately, and I thought I would share this with you. I don't know if this is something that you do, but once I get on a particular genre of movie or a specific actor or maybe a group of actors, in the case of the Marx Brothers, I end up watching everything they do. And I don't know if this is a common thing with film collectors or film viewers, but let me know in the comments below, certainly, if this is something that you do. But this started out for me with I was watching the film A Night in Casablanca, which was on a streaming service. And I thought, well, let me just give this a try. I haven't seen a Marx Brothers movie in a while. And I really enjoyed it. Lots of laughs, really, really great comedy. And so I thought I would bring out my set of Marx Brothers movies, which is this one right here, the Marx Brothers Silver Screen Collection. And this is the restored edition, as it says up at the top here. There's the back of this one. I just looked on Amazon today, too. So if you're watching this video, this is on sale, I think almost 50% off. So if you don't have a copy of this, I highly recommend picking it up. And I just love this collection, which I've had for a few years, but even though I've seen these films probably a few times, I haven't had a chance to really watch them. And so I thought I need to bring this one out. Now, this is a beautiful set. I'm just going to open this up. Of course, it has a wonderful slipcover. And so you can see also all the films that are represented here: Coconuts, Animal Crackers, Duck Soup, Monkey Business, and Horse Feathers. And of course, you get the same picture of the Marx Brothers on the front. Groucho, Zeppo, Chico, as I found out, that's the correct pronunciation of Chico. I was used to saying Chico, but it's really Chico per Groucho Marx and a number of other interviews. And then, of course, Harpo here. On the inside of this, you'll see the discs here. I'm going to hold this up, and then I'll bring out this little booklet that is here. The discs are well stacked here and have all the movies on Blu-ray, by the way. And then also on the inside, not only do you get some artwork, which is on the inside part of this, but there's also a booklet, which is good, which I always love to have, of articles and things like that, from vaudeville to Hollywood, the Marx Brothers. And then you get the front of the booklet there, and there's the back with some photographs as well. But once I watched A Night in Casablanca, I was really sort of taken with it and decided to start from the beginning, or at least the beginning as I know it with this particular set. And I watched Coconuts, Animal Crackers, and I may have skipped back and forth here, but I really enjoyed Horse Feathers, Monkey Business, and of course Duck Soup, which is a classic. One of the things I noticed too is there's so many things I love about these movies, but one of the things I noticed is that a lot of the earlier films were a little bit longer, maybe close to an hour and a half, whereas a film like Duck Soup, I think, runs a little over an hour. And I like the shorter versions. I feel like there was a little bit more, even though there might have been a little bit more story and side characters in the earlier films, I really just want to see the Marx Brothers for the most part. So I would say I really enjoyed. Let me just talk a little bit about what I love about these movies. First of all, the anarchy of the comedy, I guess I could put it that way. The fact that these movies are very much based on the Marx Brothers vaudeville act, their Broadway act, and routines and bits and puns and lots of great humor. So I was finding myself just really enjoying these movies, and I felt like they really held up after all these years. They really do hold up after all these years. Now, these movies are from the 30s, and so. But I was really enjoying the humor. I love the fact that Chico plays the piano in most, if not all, of the movies. Love his piano style. So entertaining, so amazing to watch. Harpo, of course. There's usually a harp number in the movie. Lots of musical numbers, lots of singing, which I love also. So it has all the elements of films that I enjoy. And I was really finding also during this cold winter time that it really lifted my spirits. And was enjoying the just the comedy and the interplay between the brothers. This particular set also has extra features on it, which I think I showed this earlier, but I'll just hold it up here so you can see the extra features. But they have a Hollywood's Kings of Chaos, an all-new feature-length documentary about the Marx Brothers and their meteoric rise as Hollywood's masters of comedic mayhem, featuring new interviews with the Marx family, Leonard Maltin, Dick Cavett, filmmakers and historians. There's also 5 new feature commentaries featuring Harpo's son, Bill Marx, film historians Anthony Slide, Jeffrey Vance, and Robert S. Bader, and film critics F.X. Sweeney and Leonard Maltin. And then also inside the NBC Vault, the Today Show interviews. So again, a lot of these you can find on YouTube. And I just wanted to mention too, and this is usually what happens when I go down the rabbit hole of watching a lot of these movies, but I also have a Groucho Marx is featured on this Dick Cavett Comic Legends set. And I've been watching Dick Cavett interviews with Groucho Marx, as well as other YouTube videos with Groucho Marx, and watching him appear on The Tonight Show as an example. Firing Line with William S. Buckley, which is a great interview, kind of an interesting interview, but there he is right up there, Groucho Marx. So I love watching him talk and sing and talk about these old stories of creating these movies, these masterpieces of comedy. And it really, these movies really make me smile inside, if that makes sense, as well as laugh out loud. So I'm just very entertained watching them, and as I mentioned before, it really brought up my spirits. So after watching all of these movies and going through these, I also ordered the Warner Archive release of A Night at the Opera, which I highly recommend. This is the Warner Archive Blu-ray release for Night at the Opera. Again, with all the brothers. I think in this one, though, Zeppo is not here. This is an MGM movie. This is when the Marx Brothers moved over to MGM. And please, again, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but since I've been watching so many interviews, I believe this is their first movie at MGM with Irving Thalberg, the boy genius, as they call him over at MGM. I really love this one as well. This is great. This has some extra features on it. This has a commentary by Leonard Maltin, a documentary remarks on Marx, Groucho Marx on the High Gardner Show, which is a great little interview where Groucho Marx talks about his early interactions with Irving Thalberg. And there's a famous story about the Marx Brothers waiting naked in his office because Thalberg was not on time. Thalberg was very feared also apparently at the studio, and the Marx Brothers apparently had a great relationship with him. And after all these things of being made to wait in his office a couple of days in a row and saying that they would not stand for that. And this is one of their, I guess as a protest, they were in his office naked. So, but very interesting to hear Groucho talk about that. 3 vintage shorts, Los Angeles Wonder of the West, Sunday Night at the Trocadero, and Robert Benchley's Academy Award-winning How to Sleep, as well as a theatrical trailer. But this is brilliant, well restored, again, beautifully restored from Warner Archive. This is also a movie where, as I was talking about maybe in the earlier films, more based on slapstick comedy and routines and bits and things from the Broadway shows when the Marx Brothers were at Paramount. This one has more of a story, and this is something that Groucho talks about too, where there was more of a story and a different. I think you talk about it here too. Kitty Carlisle and Alan Jones have a romance in this particular story, which is very good. So this is a classic. This also has a famous. I was just looking on the back here too to see. This is a grand comedy too, as Groucho, Chico, and Harpo cram a ship's stateroom and more with wall-to-wall gags, one-liners, musical riffs, and 2 hard-boiled eggs, all while skewering Laspari's schemes and helping 2 young hopefuls, which are Kitty Carlisle and Alan Jones. So the stateroom scene in this one you might remember if you've seen these movies, but it's a brilliant scene where Groucho Marx is in a very small stateroom and lots of people come in and out of the room while Harpo actually is, as is stated in the movie, a bit of an insomniac, so he's fast asleep and they're trying to move him around the stateroom. It's really funny, really entertaining. I loved it, and this is one of my favorites now. And I don't think I had seen this one before. Of course, I had seen some classics like Duck Soup and Animal Crackers, perhaps, but I had not seen this one, and I'm so happy I picked it up. So. This is great. I highly recommend this one. And again, having all of the other elements in here. I don't have all of the Marx Brothers movies, but let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite. I do have this DVD that I'm working on now where I just watched last night, At the Circus and Room Service, and I know there's a DVD set of some of the other movies also that I'm looking to pick up. But let me know if you have a favorite. Let me know if I feel like some of these later ones, for example, At the Circus, maybe I wasn't as entertained. I love seeing the brothers. But there was a little bit too much side story in At the Circus for me personally. This one also, this DVD has and the DVD looks great by the way too, even though Many times the DVD doesn't really hold up, but I feel like this one was, perfectly fine for me. This has a vintage short Party Fever and classic cartoon, the Daffy Duck, and then so it's got those. It has those short features which are really entertaining and interesting to watch as well. I still need to pick up a couple more Marx Brothers films, but again, let me know in the comments below if there's one I should see that I don't have. I think Go West is out there, A Night in Casablanca. I don't have a physical media copy of that, but I'll probably pick that up. I did enjoy it a lot. But also let me know if this is something that you do, if you get involved in a certain type of movie, maybe you get interested in a certain actor. Do you tend to watch all of their movies all at once? Or this regularly happens with me where I watch one movie and all of a sudden I'm really interested in that particular genre or area of film or actor or group of actors in the case of the Marx Brothers. And I just want to see everything they do. I watch YouTube videos. I really get involved, really get invested in researching everything I can find about these movies. And again, I must have been in the mood for it. I must have been in the mood for these really funny, musical, entertaining films at this point in the winter. Probably I'm probably ready for spring, ready for some laughs. So again, I love these movies. They really hold up and they're very rewatchable in my humble opinion. So thanks so much for watching this video today. That's what I've been doing for the last week or so, I would say, watching one of these films every night. And I just love it when I get into these moods where I'm fully invested, fully interested in a certain area of film, which is certainly the case here. So I've got a few more films to watch, but certainly let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite. Leave me any question or comment as well. Again, I love answering questions and keeping the dialogue going in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and this is your first video, please consider subscribing. That would be awesome. As always, I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.